Now, would you please welcome CEQ's Federal Chief Sustainability Officer, Christine Harada.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2016 Green Gov Symposium. I'm Christine Harada, the Federal Chief Sustainability for the Council on Environmental Quality at the White House, and I'm super excited to be with you all here today. So as you heard earlier, we had just held our annual Green Gov Presidential Awards last night, and I had the great pleasure of awarding 4 individual and 8 government teams for their outstanding efforts in pursuit of Executive Order 13693. And nights like last night are very exhilarating for me because I get the opportunity to step outside of the office and see the great work that our federal agencies are accomplishing firsthand. And today's another super fun experience for me because I get to sit amongst you, the best minds in sustainability movement, and chart a path forward to fully accomplishing the President's vision. When President Obama laid out his vision for federal sustainability when he signed Executive Order 13693, he outlined an ambitious strategy for a bold goal to reduce federal greenhouse gas emissions by 40% from 2008 by 2025. It's a move that will save taxpayers up to $18 billion in avoided energy costs, while showcasing this country's commitment to lead by example on climate change. The President has called for federal agencies and the military to make bold investments in reducing energy use and finding renewable and alternative energy solutions. And there's no question that the President's plan is a challenging one, and it's one that cannot be accomplished without the full support of everyone here today. This is an all-hands-on-deck challenge, and one that will take government, industry, and stakeholders working together to accomplish. And the great news is that we're well on our way to achieving these goals. Together, we are cutting our greenhouse gas emissions, we're increasing our use of renewable energy, we're reducing energy and water use in our federal buildings, and lastly, we're improving efficiency of our federal fleet vehicles while enhancing our climate resilience. So I'm an engineer, and I like some numbers. I'm hoping that you guys like numbers too. So here's some statistics to show you how far we've come. The federal government has reduced its annual greenhouse gas emissions by 17.6% since 2008, and we've avoided the emission of over 41 million metric tons of greenhouse gases, which is the equivalent of taking 8.7 million cars off the road for a year. That's a lot. Federal agencies have cut energy use at federal facilities by 15.4%, again, since 2008. And in 2015 alone, the government consumed almost 38 trillion BTUs less than we did in 2008, which saved us $680 million alone in energy costs. And the amount of greenhouse gas emissions resulting from federal government business air travel in 2015 was 35% less compared to that in 2008. And that's comparable to 4.8 million flights across the United States. The government spent over almost $1 billion less on gasoline or diesel in 2015 compared to when we started out in 2008. And lastly, the government has tripled its consumption of alternative fuels since 2005 to 15.1 million gallons, which surpasses the administration's fleet alternative fuel consumption goal by over 50%. These fuels are produced here in the United States, which decreases our dependence on foreign oil and enhances our energy security. And as we approach the final months of the Obama administration, I'm incredibly proud of the work that our federal family has done in support of the President's objectives. But I don't need to tell you that the job is far from being finished, and getting to that 40% GHG reduction certainly will not happen without the total commitment of each and every federal agency, with sustainability looked at as a pillar in your overall mission. And that's why we can't stop having discussions like these in order to be able to make sure that we keep innovating and that we keep motivating and keep reaching for greater heights. And many federal agencies are doing that each and every day. So you just heard Christy talk about our new launch of the GSA's Green Check tool. So GSA is launching the new tool as part of its acquisition gateway, and it's focused on helping drive sustainable purchasing in the federal government and embedding strong environmental stewardship requirements in our acquisitions. Beginning today, users of the acquisition gateway will see a new green check tag identifying sustainable contract vehicles that advance our federal green purchasing goals. 2 years ago, the administration launched category management to further streamline and help manage the federal government's vast goods and services more like a single enterprise, helping us to lead to bigger savings, better efficiencies, and improved performance. Category management, since its inception, has already saved us over $2 billion, and we've got more savings on the horizon as the new category managers implement their strategic plans. A key element in category management is the implementation of GSA's Acquisition Gateway, and it's an online tool for sharing contracting information for thousands of members of the acquisition workforce and highlighting government-wide contracts that deliver value to the taxpayer. To determine which contract vehicles would be designated with a green check, we had a cross-agency interdisciplinary advisory team that reviewed all the awards within the IT hardware category on the gateway. And the team ensured that all the contracts or source of equipment that meets or exceeds federal energy efficiency and other sustainable IT standards. This Green Check advisory team was led by our experts from EPA, and obviously in very close collaboration with GSA, Department of Energy, and USDA. And they will now continue to act as expert advisors for category managers on increasing sustainability with government-wide contracting vehicles, with plans to launch Green Check in additional categories this fall. Acquisition Gateway is indeed accessible if you're Fed, so please do check it out. By integrating Green Check into the Gateway, category management efforts will continue to help agencies better leverage the knowledge of our subject matter experts as we move to a more centralized and collaborative acquisition approach. And this effort is another step forward in implementing the President's vision for a more modern government, one that leverages private sector best practices to achieve a federal government that is smarter, savvier, and more effective in delivering for the American people. And this innovative tool will have a game-changing effect on agency sustainability, and it's one of the many great examples of the hard work that's changing the federal enterprise. You know, one of the benefits and candidly the perks of my job is that I get to go around and sit down with many agencies and see a lot of the great projects on hand, both here within the National Capital Region and throughout the rest of the country as well. And I've got to tell you, I really like to underscore the point about better leveraging the knowledge of subject matter experts. We've got a tremendous human capital in our government with just what I call smarties, tremendous nerds, tremendous smarties, people who know what they're doing, people who really know their stuff. And the better that we can integrate your respective expertise and make sure that we're all contributing towards the overall sustainability goal, I think the better off we are as a federal government. And candidly, I think you guys will probably end up having much more fun at work as well. So I'm personally excited to hear even more about the innovative ways that each of you is forwarding sustainability in today's symposium, and I encourage you to please strengthen your networks. Sustainability is very much a team sport, and if you do it well, you'll be making friends from different functions, different disciplines. I encourage you to please seek to understand their perspectives and how they think, because in the end, that's how we end up coming up with better sustainability solutions for our agencies and our respective missions. So thank you very much for your commitment to our country, to the health of our planet, and as we all work together to lead by example and leave this planet in better shape for the generations that will follow. Thank you.